Shavina, and I'm glad to be here and happy to be here. I'm honored to be here, and welcome and thanks for coming. That was a nice background, and most people don't realize after being through all of that, that when they look at me with my gray hair and they wonder how old I am, they don't understand I'm just 33 years old. That's a laugh. I wanted to talk to you a little bit, but first, I've got to tell you, I think that we're videoing this because I use these videos sometimes for other purposes of what I do. And so Shafeen and others, Aaron and Sarah have all said go ahead and video it. We will not be videoing any of you, so don't worry about that from a privacy viewpoint. If you'll notice the camera, you'll notice that I'm very parsimonious, and that camera is probably 20 years old. It was used by astronauts to photograph license plates of expired license plates and then report them to the police department. So any of you have expired license plates, be careful. That's a very powerful camera. So besides, somebody had once told me, and I do a lot of this, so I thought I'd say it, but you probably heard it, is when you give a talk, tell them what you're going to say it, and then tell them what you said. Now you guys are so smart that I'm not going to tell you what I said. But I do have handouts, so I'm not doing a PowerPoint. And I have these handouts to give to you, but I know that you'll just be reading ahead of me. So what I'll do is give you the handout when it's all over. It's 4 pages. It basically says everything I'm saying, so you don't have to worry. I was at one the other day where there was a PowerPoint, and people were taking screenshots so they could take it home, and there was no handout. So you'll have a handout on these subjects. Also, I wrote a book after running 5 companies, and it's called I think most of you, a lot of you have seen it, The Savvy Entrepreneur. If you put your business card in there, we're going to have a drawing, and whoever wins the first 2 will get a free book. The book is about the problems and opportunities I saw running these companies. And in every case, although this is not what this talk is so much about, it was the CEO. So if you are going to become the leader, the top person, the CEO, it's incumbent upon you to be sure that you're practicing the proper principles when you're running the company. In every one of the 5 that I went into after I sold my business, after a few weeks as going in as a consultant, and then coming back to the private equity or venture capital people that had the big investments that were concerned, I said, it's the CEO. And so in many cases, we would move them up. Usually they were very bright, but they just weren't good managers. And in many cases, I found chicanery of the first order. And yet the board and the investors weren't aware of it. It was astounding to me, some of the things that people do with other people's money. So be careful. It's not your money if you're coming from somewhere else. You've got to honor it. You've got to report to it. You've got to understand it. And you can't take advantage of it. So those are just some hints for a top leader. Now what I'm going to talk about is the things that they'd asked me to talk about here. And sort of 5 things about building